top. Stay on top. He can reach his legs. Come on, Daddy. Stay on top. Nice. 6'2", but you can see the struggle here, Akbar.
Oh, Matt, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's 6'2", so you know his feet can touch the water, so he's up over. Oh, Leaf Sunberg is in trouble.
He cannot advance while hanging on the log to the landing platform. He must go backwards and stand up. Sway back. Okay. There's Neil. All right.
Has to somehow get upright.
Nice.
Do you know how hard this is? Most folks would have given up at this point. This man's still fighting.
Well, this is the challenge. Both of them will rotate.
Oh, boy. Oh, my, the core strength. Hold on.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Bitcoin is very, very close, finally, to the end of this pattern. I actually didn't make a video yesterday because not much has changed on the Bitcoin chart, but now we are at these levels. We are getting to the end of this consolidation, and we are looking for a big move for Bitcoin. Now, I also want to talk about the overall markets in general, not just the next short-term move, but what is actually going on with Bitcoin. We have had a historic 1,625% increase in just the price of Bitcoin since the March 2020 lows. Now, some people are saying, is it even worth buying Bitcoin at this point? Is it too late? How much is really left of this cycle? Is there even enough left to, get in now, or should I just wait till the next bear market and try to get in then or something like that, right? That is a big question on a lot of investors' minds. In fact, that's why we're seeing so many of them hopping into these very speculative meme tokens, etc. Not to mention the fact that we're also seeing big players, we're seeing Backed look to offer Ethereum. We're also seeing JP Morgan sending letters out to their clients saying Ethereum might be the better bet than Bitcoin, but we also have a ton of other coins coming out as well. We have Solana, we have Avalanche, we have Polkadot, right? So there is one thing that's happening right now, and you may know what I'm talking about, and no, it's not DeFi, it's not NFTs, it's not the metaverse. In fact, it's something that's going to bridge all of these together, and it is a very overlooked sector in the crypto space. So if you are looking to potentially make those untapped gains, and some people are saying maybe Bitcoin just isn't going to provide enough short term, well, I am going to let you know by the end of this video one specific sector. In fact, I will give examples of altcoins that I think have not really rallied yet, but are going to do very, very well at the tail end of the bull run. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, of course, we're going to talk about Bitcoin short term, Ethereum, as well as some other potential prospective investments. So we'll talk about that if that sounds good. Let's hop in super quick and have a look. So, before we do, guys. So, did you see that Elon Musk actually put this tweet out? Probably by the time you're watching, the poll will be over. But he says, much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance. So I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. And it looks like 57.2% is saying that he should sell. And he says, I will abide by the results of this poll, whichever way it goes. So that's about $20 billion worth of stock potentially being sold, to which Michael Saylor says, if the goal is diversification, an alternative strategy to consider is converting the Tesla balance sheet to a Bitcoin standard and purchasing $25 billion in Bitcoin. That would deliver diversification, inflation, protection, and more upside for all investors in a tax-efficient manner. So, wanted your opinion on this. What do you guys think? Did you vote yes? Did you vote no? And what do you think he should do if he does cash out? Obviously, he'll have to pay taxes, but should Elon buy Bitcoin? Should he wait? What do you think? So that was just an interesting thing I wanted to bring up. So as you guys can see here, we are in fact extremely close to the end of this pattern. It does look a bit like an asymmetrical triangle. You could see maybe, possibly we have 2 more days of consolidation, although it is very common for Bitcoin to not make its way to the end of these patterns. It usually has a breakout to the upside or to the downside. Now, if we actually have a look super quick over at Ethereum, you will notice that Ethereum is looking quite strong. Ethereum is looking to potentially put in another all-time high, whereas over on Bitcoin, it's a little bit questionable, right? But one thing I want to point out right here, and this is very important, so let me just get rid of everything, regardless of the short-term move. You will notice that if we just look at these moving averages, which, by the way, By the way, we did have a golden cross. We had the 100 move above the 200. This is considered a bullish crossover, but the main one I want you to look at is this green line. So that's the 21 exponential moving average. We've talked about this on the channel very frequently. I consider it to be a very important moving average. And as you can see up in these areas, right here where we finally lost it, we fell through like an absolute brick. We fell all the way down. Obviously, I can't draw on this to show you guys, but you could see right here we had this massive fall. And look at this. Kept holding us down, had a little bit of a fake out here. But as soon as we got back above it, look what happened. It acted as support. We danced below it, and boom, broke up again. So currently, you could see we are actually sitting right on top of the 21 exponential. So we really don't want to lose this. Now, of course, we've had a few little fake outs here and there, but if we do fall below this, that would possibly be that fast, quick sort of drop that we had been potentially expecting, where we could see Bitcoin revisit the low $50,000 level, right? But then again, when we do put back on all of these lines and the pattern we're forming, it does appear that we're forming a bit of a bullish pennant, which in a bull run should break out to the upside. So it is going to be a very, very interesting next few days for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I actually want to give a shout out to Divix, man. He pointed out some similarities as well as some differences between the previous runs. So obviously you have the blue, then the orange, which, represent the last two cycles, and the green is not currently finished yet. But if you have a look right here, it would appear as if we've already gone past the mania phase and now we should start coming down, right? So if we actually look at past performance, then Bitcoin should be coming to the end very soon, and we should be looking to roll over into that bear market. But what you'll notice is that we have not had, even though we have had arguably exponential growth, it has not really been the way that it's been in the past, which is what leads us to the fact that we could in fact be looking at the first elongated, drawn out super cycle where we don't see the 4-year cycle, and we do see Bitcoin continue to just slowly grind upwards and upwards, right? He does point out slow, steady growth. We've recovered from all of the FUD news. We also have an illiquid supply. Lots of coins are coming off the exchanges, and trillions of dollars are looking to be printed, right? Even though the Fed did just say they're going to start tapering. But I mean, come on, guys. How long do you really think that's going to last? Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I actually wanted to give a massive shout out to Alex Kruger. So he's an economist. He's here on the right, as well as a crypto analyst. And he was on the Scott Melker show, Wolf of All Streets. And in this video, essentially, they were discussing, is it too late to get in Bitcoin? Have all the gains been made? Are we still potentially going to have $1 million Bitcoin? And overall, just how do you feel about the space in general? And for the next several minutes, of course, with Scott's permission, I do want to play this clip because the way that Alex breaks it down really puts it into perspective as far as to, how much gains can be made, how late are we, but how big could this thing really go?
So do we still see as much upside in, I guess we can talk about crypto as a whole separately, but in Bitcoin from here, assuming those sort of scenarios, or have we really passed the point where the biggest, percentage gains have been seen in this asset?
I think we are past that point, or most definitely past that point. That doesn't mean that we are. That doesn't mean we're going down. We're just past that point. I still think actually that crypto is going to continue to be the best performing asset class by a long stretch on a basically across timeframes actually. So even that being the case, it's not an issue. I do get worried when I see this basically all these moon calls and that basically drive people and usually drive people that are uninformed to buy tops, right? And I hate to see that.
So buying tops, would you view buying Bitcoin now as buying a top?
If I had nothing on, I would be buying Bitcoin now. If I had nothing on right now, I would be putting basically 20 to 30% of my crypto allocation and deploy it immediately. Like if you have decided to play this game and you have nothing on, you have a problem. And if this thing may break out, and it's a little bit hard, but we can run a lot on this level, on these fumes. Could be at 75, it could be at 85 by year end. It's very feasible. So you can't be flat.
Are 6-figure targets hyperbolic? by the end of the year or beginning of next quarter? Do you think that that's stretching it too thin? People call for 7-figure Bitcoin. Do you think that that's realistic, or do you think that that's moon boys, as you said?
100K by year end is possible. I think it's very unlikely. Or let's put it this way, it's unlikely. It's not very unlikely. I thought it was delusional in the event of basically under normal circumstances, but these are not normal circumstances. We just had a slew of ETFs approved, and that changed everything, I think. So my base case scenario is more like 75, 85. Can we hit 100K by year end? Definitely can. 1 million Bitcoin, I think it will happen, most definitely. I have no idea when. I think it's way out there.
So if you really think about it, I understand that everybody wants to chase these fast gains, right? This quick overnight money. But at the same time, if you imagine a world in which one Bitcoin is worth $1 million, which I am in the camp of people that does believe 1 million is possible. I've heard some crazy numbers like $20 million. That's a little insane. Not to say that could not happen, but maybe in our lifetime, let's just shoot for 1 million, right? And you know that could be your retirement fund. I mean, just think about why you wouldn't want to own at least one Bitcoin or make that your goal. Yes, you can, gamble on all these other coins, but when you know what Bitcoin does, what it's been doing for 12 years, it would be almost silly not to be invested in Bitcoin. But flipping the narrative now to Ethereum, you will notice that Bakkt is looking to offer Ethereum to their clients, according to an official press release. They said, at Bakkt, providing flexible opportunities for users to enjoy their digital assets is top consideration. And adding Ethereum brings a popular and growing cryptocurrency to our roster. Institutional clients would be able to get access to Ethereum. In order for those clients who do not want to think about custody, Bakkt's offering the Bakkt warehouse custody of Ethereum. And you might be saying to yourself, well, why wouldn't they want to just own it? Well, believe it or not, there are a lot of people, many people, in fact, in this world that are not willing to be their own bank. They don't want to hold their own funds. So seeing these opportunities now, like, hey, we're trusted, we're verified, we will hold it for you. This could open the doors for a lot more people to look into Ethereum. Super quick, actually, let's look at Ethereum, what's going on right now. So as I said, it was extremely important that we stay above the $4,200 level. We did have multiple wicks down there, and it does, in fact, look like we've started putting in another trend like this. So actually what's happening is we're starting to go a little bit parabolic for Ethereum right now. Ethereum is looking extremely, extremely strong right now. In fact, if you guys are looking to trade this, make sure that you head over to the links in the description. If you want to trade this over on Femex or Bybit, they also have a ton of altcoins. I mean, these guys have been adding so many altcoins every single day. If you are interested in trading, obviously 50% also bonus if you use the code CryptoZombie at PrimeXBT. Please be safe. If you are new, use the test accounts, right? But getting back to Ethereum, you have US banking giant JP Morgan calling leading smart contract platform Ethereum a better bet than Bitcoin this market cycle. Now, obviously take with a grain of salt whatever JP Morgan says, but you do have market strategist Nicholas Panagurtsoglou saying that the downward pressure being put on Bitcoin and typical inflation hedges like gold are making Ethereum a more attractive investment, as its value is primarily derived from its high number of decentralized applications. The rise in bond yields and the eventual normalization of monetary policy is putting downwards pressure on Bitcoin as a form of digital gold, the same way higher real yields have been putting downward pressure on traditional gold. So, he talks about DeFi, gaming, the stable coins that are on Ethereum and all these others. And he says Ethereum could also provide a better long-term potential. They talk about environmental concerns. We've already gone over the whole proof of work thing on this channel. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. It's not as big of a deal as everyone is making it out to be, obviously, but this is also something that attracts people to Ethereum. Now, I know what you're saying, but wait, what about Polkadot? What about the fact that Solana's Phantom wallet has over 1 million active users and just recently hit an all-time high, along with Kusama? And we're seeing things like Avalanche as well. Even Cardano, people are getting excited over some of the things coming to that space, right? Well, this brings me to my next point. So while everyone is focused on NFTs and DeFi gaming and all these other metaverse type tokens, the one thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is one thing I've always talked about on this channel is what's going to happen when there's 20 different smart contract platforms with hundreds of different types of tokens and NFTs. Where do you go? Where is this one-stop shop that you can go? No, you have to download this wallet, then you have to go to an exchange, you have to convert your BNB so you can go over to BSC, right? It is not realistic. People in the real world want to sit down, play a game, and that is it. They don't want to worry about having 100 different wallets and how are they going to connect things. Now, you guys know that I had an opportunity to go to Dubai for a little bit. I met a lot of people over there. In fact, here's a picture from MDX Crypto he had posted. So I was hanging out with Rand Nooner from Crypto Banter, as well as these guys in the back who you probably don't know, but they're actually from Layer Zero. Now, what they are talking about is interoperability of different types of chains, right? And one project that I have had on my radar that I haven't brought up just yet, but I'm going to bring it up today is Symbiosis. Now, these guys are somewhat sort of in stealth mode, I guess you could say. They do have a test net that you can check out, but basically what they're doing is having a decentralized exchange liquidity across all Ethereum virtual machine compatible blockchains. So they say transfer your liquidity with low slippage on any chain. So essentially imagine that you just download your MetaMask, but then you don't have to do anything else. They will do everything for you. They will find the lowest rates, they will find the highest liquidity, and they can exchange between any protocol, anything, right? You can go from BSC to Ethereum to Solana, to maybe Cardano in the future, right? I mean, you could see just some of the tokens they have listed right here. And they even have Bitcoin listed as well, which we do know Bitcoin has an interesting Taproot upgrade coming, right? With smart contract capability. We'll get to that in a bit, but definitely I would keep an eye on this and look at some of these. And if you come down here and look at these investors, blockchain.com, they are one of the backers. You have KuCoin, DAOmaker, Spartan, as well as you have BTC, which if you don't know what these guys are, they have a bunch of brands under them, including Bitcoin Magazine, Bitcoin Black Friday, Bitcoin 2022, and they are putting their faith behind this because these people realize the need for interoperability. So I think that an untapped sector that we're probably going to hear come out again soon is going to be interoperability. And as I've been saying for years on this channel, interoperability is going to be so incredibly important. It is like essentially the blockchain glue, right? It's going to stick all these blockchains together. And honestly, I have not found a product that truly does interoperability the way that I believe it needs to be done in order for us to truly have this metaverse that we keep throwing this term around and we keep speaking about. So like I said, keep an eye on these interoperability projects, right? I'm sure there's even more that I didn't even mention. Obviously Layer Zero, but Symbiosis is one that I believe hasn't really gotten any of a lot of talk. So I would be paying attention to the ones that no one's talking about because very often, as I say on this channel, getting into something early, getting into it before everyone else, that is truly where the money is made. Yes, you can make Bitcoin by buying it now at 62, but if you've been watching the channel for 3 years, buying at 2,000, 6,000, 10,000, 15, 20 probably would have been the better opportunity, right? Getting in early. So keep your eyes on this, on these guys. Symbiosis, obviously they don't have the token out yet. They're still kind of in, almost like the stealth mode, just sort of rolling out, but I will be keeping my eyes on these interoperability protocols. And I think you also should, not financial advice, but there is a major, major need for it. And yeah. So let's finish though on Bitcoin because we do have Taproot, which is Bitcoin's first major upgrade since August 2017 when we saw SegWit. Now, keep in mind, this is a soft fork. So if you're holding Bitcoin, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to, it'll all take care of itself in the background. Just keep your coins in your own wallet where you own your private keys or not, if you want to leave them on exchange. But ultimately, what I'm trying to tell you is you don't have to do anything. Now, Taproot is aiming to revamp transaction efficiency, privacy, and support smart contract initiatives. Now, I don't know to what degree these smart contracts are going to be on Bitcoin. They may be very simple, very just A to B, not as complex. I don't really know, but I do know that this is going to be a nice upgrade for Bitcoin, and Taproot says that it will be activated by November 14th after successfully minting 1,020 blocks. So that is essentially it for me today, guys. Like I said, we are anticipating the big move for Bitcoin and, getting rid of this right here. I would like to see us, even if we dip slightly below it, get back above this 21 exponential. If not, then yeah, I do believe we are going to be going back down into this blue zone, which could be an excellent opportunity for accumulation, for purchasing Bitcoin, not financial advice, for putting in longs, whatever you guys think. But at the end of the day, I do not believe that this bull run is over yet. I think that having a look at what we saw here by DivXman shows us that we are in a bit of an elongated, stretched out, slower moving cycle. And it could be because of all the institutional money that's come in, right? These guys don't move as quick as the crypto guys. It's a lot slower, but we're also seeing a little more stability in the price, which is nevertheless actually getting people quite interested in Bitcoin. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. Make sure you get subscribed, turn on the bell notification, hit the like if you enjoy these types of videos. And of course, if you haven't seen these videos popping up right here, right now, check them out. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.